Yeah, no.
See, I brought some questions with me.
Yeah,
So
see?
hopefully I've done my homework.
Yeah, you're good journalist.
Yeah, you passed. All right, Swallow, you tell me how close I can get, or.
Okay, you don't have to get really close. Just keep it in front of the knees,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. All right. Okay. Um, you know why we're here. We're talking about cliques. I know that all of you have a thought about a clique. You may call it something else. You may have good thoughts. You may have bad thoughts. You may think they're good. You may think that they alienate people. Um, can somebody first tell me what their idea of a clique is? What is a clique?
Uh, it's sort of like a class system. Like there's upper class and middle class in like the real world, and in school there's more of the losers and the cool people.
So you have a clique. A clique can be cool people, and it can be people who maybe aren't. I don't want to call them losers, but.
As popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about any other kinds?
Well, inside of the cliques, there's all sorts of cliques. There's like the preps, which are the people who like almost dress in like Abercrombie and Fitch and like American Eagle and stuff like that. And then there's freaks and goths, and they're the ones who usually dress in black and usually just dress like differently, who you wouldn't like how like we would normally dress. And there's just people like other people have their own cliques. Like I mean, like there's no right clique and there's no wrong clique. It's just about of who you find most common interest in and who you can hang around with and like who you have the most interest talking around with. So
Anybody else have any ideas about cliques?
There's like a ghetto group. They wear like FUBU and like Tommy and stuff like that. I mean, that's like the biggest group in our school, probably.
Now you said it's who you feel most comfortable with. It's who your friends are. How do you become a part of a clique?
Well, basically, if you like know somebody in a class or like if you were born together or raised together and stuff, you just like stick together. Or if you have like an interest, like I friends with David and I know him through a class and stuff like that.
Okay. Hi, puppy. You're a star.
it doesn't matter.
Okay. Chester apparently had an idea about cliques.
Well, he's never like started barking before. I can't believe it.
All right. Do you think cliques are good or do you think they're bad?
It depends on which clique you're in, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if like some cliques, like people look down on you because of who your friends are and who you like, what the kind of things you do. But if you're in like a clique where a lot of people like you and stuff, then it's a good thing.
Anybody else?
Yeah, because, like, cliques are usually a good thing, but then there's bad ways. Because, like, some of my friends, like, I don't hang around with just people in my clique. Like, I have friends that are in other cliques and stuff like that. But, I mean, there's some people who are in your, like, clique or who are, like, our group's a prep group. And there's some people who I'm friends with who don't like some of the people. So it's kind of looked down to on some people, but a lot of people don't look down on it. Like, they find that it's a good way to like hang around with your friends.
Do you think being a part of a clique would stop you from doing something that maybe your friends wouldn't do? Would you feel?
Yeah. Well, when you're in a clique, you can really get into pressure to do some certain things, and it's really hard sometimes to say no. Like, if you really don't want to do it, if you know it's wrong, you're just gonna probably do it anyway because you have like all your friends are doing it, and you don't want to be like the loser, the oddball out, or whatever. So.
So there's some peer pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, in just talking to you, you named a number of cliques. When Lalo and I were talking, and when we were growing up in school, there were maybe 3 groups: the jocks, the cool kids, and so there were 3. But you named probably 6 or 7. Do you find that you socialize with people in who aren't in your clique?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have tons of friends in many different cliques. And like, I don't really have one clique. It's kind of like whoever, and because there are so many different people at our school, because our school is just so big. So there's just so many different cliques, and you can socialize with so many different people. But like some people are so cliquey, they just like stay together in like one group.
And that's not good.
Right.
No.
Do you get pressure from people within your clique not to socialize with other people?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hard too.
Sometimes. Sometimes I guess like if like the person isn't that popular, it's like nobody really likes them. They'll probably say something, but usually not so much.
And like sometimes it depends. Like if you like a kid, but he's like new and not a lot of people know him, like you get made fun of. You like stick up for him because like they don't know them or how they are. So it's kind of difficult sometimes.
If you could go back, do you think you would avoid becoming part of a clique, or do you think that there's just no way to avoid it?
I
No
like
way.
my clique.
I do too.
I mean,
yeah.
If I didn't like my clique, if I didn't like the people who I hang out with, then like you can totally avoid them because there's so many different people in the school that you don't really have to hang out with a certain clique because there's just so many people and you can branch out into so many like different groups and so many different people. Because I'm friends with all these people here, and they're like some of my good friends and some of them aren't, but some of them aren't just my friends, so it's fun.
Now, I've been told that not everyone is equal in a clique.
Yeah.
Do you have? Tell me about the different roles in your group. Obviously, there might be some leaders. There might be some people who challenge the leaders. What's the dynamic like?
It's kind of like all the different cliques like mixed together, like the popular clique and the skater clique or something like that. Like in each group, like you have the popular kid of the clique, and then you have like the sporty kid of the clique. It's
Yeah.
like all cliques mixed into one clique.
Yeah.
So, tell me about the role of the leader.
He tells people what to do, and he's the one who usually does the most peer pressure because he's the one that usually starts doing something. So the leader's usually like the biggest jerk, but but that doesn't mean he's not like cool or whatever.
Do we have any leaders in this room? Anybody who would qualify as a leader? Maybe you don't think you are.
No, but
I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
He's a jerk.
no,
Some of my friends can act jerky. Everyone can act jerky.
Yeah.
It just really depends because there's like a lot of different people act a lot of different ways because you have to get used to them. Like the way, like Emily's very funny. She's a funny person. She's like the kind of a joker kind of person. And then like there's some people who are serious like David, but he can be funny though sometimes too. And then like it's just totally acts different upon different people. Some people act jerky on their own, and some people, but they always bring it on. I mean, it's not like they're always like that. But some people just like egg them on, and they're like that's how they become. So
What other roles make up the cliques? Who, the followers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're followers and leaders.
All right. Tell me a little bit about that. What's the role of the follower?
Well, it's not like when you
They're
have
kind of annoying.
Yeah, definitely. But like when you have a clique and like you have your people that you hang out with, you'll have people like followers that kind of brought into the group, and like no one really knows them, and it's kind of sad because people. I'm not gonna say people are nice because most of the time people aren't. Like they'll get excluded and they'll like kind of get out of the group, and they'll kind of feel left out or out there. And then people talk about them behind their back, so it's hard for them too.
yeah, and like there's this one kid in our clique, and he keeps following us around, and like some people are really mean to him, and they like push people into him, and he like they don't want him to hang out with us and stuff, so they're really mean to him, and they make him like take our trash at lunchtime and
Stop
stuff.
talking about me, dude.
and so like it's not real like nice to the followers.
One of the reason we're doing this story is there's a book that's come out, and I'll show it to you. It's called Cliques, and it's 8 steps to help your child survive the social jungle. And there's a section there that talks to parents about how to help their child fit into the right.
Oh,
To
clique.
keep your parents out of
keep
it.
your parents out.
They just like
Okay.
it's so embarrassing. My parents have met most of like my friends who are girls, but I haven't brought like any of my guy friends home because they just embarrass you, and then
Yeah.
like the guys are just like, all right, her parents are very weird.
Like
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah. But
What do you think? What would you think if your mom or dad offered you some advice on how to
Oh.
become
But
a
like
better?
they don't know how it is
Yeah,
though.
they
Yeah,
don't,
because
yeah.
like they live not to be mean, but like in the 60s and all,
Yeah.
and
It's changed.
it's so
It
different
really
now.
is,
yeah.
Yeah, because like people pressure you into doing a whole lot more now than they used to do.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah,
help you
because it
shop.
takes a lot more to be cool these days than before.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know? You didn't walk in my shoes.
Because my mom tells me what she
Yeah.
like what it was for her to be cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like the new. You don't need Converse shoes to be cool anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have to like be able to take criticism. Like when people make fun of you need to be able to shake it off and make fun of them back and stuff. And that's why
David
and
works.
people like you for that because they think you're funny. And like that's
Now, a lot of the cliques that you've talked about today have to do with how you look or how you dress. I've got to assume that
Yeah.
there are other groups too, maybe that bring kids together on some of the common interests. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
like the chess club.
Or maybe it's, maybe it's a group of kids that are part of the swim team and they hang out because they train together. Or maybe it's kids who
Emily and I-
excel at
Skaters.
something.
Like
Emily and I-
Skaters, yeah,
skaters
skaters.
hang out a lot.
Yeah,
they-
because
'cause
they
they
all
skate.
they all hang
Yeah.
out and like after school they'll just hang out around the school and go skating. That's like one of the cliques. I don't know a lot of them that are all just one common thing. Most
Right.
of them are like how you act or how you dress and stuff. It's not really sports or anything. Yeah.
and like
I met Emily.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, God. Well, I was friends with Emily when I was little, and then like there weren't any cliques back then. But then like I moved, and then through band I met her again, and like we're still in band together, and like we still hang out. So in a way, it's kind of how you met. So like I kind of met Emily through band again. So like that could be considered almost. So
Like me and my friends, like we didn't meet through football, but like we all play football together on the same team. So we didn't like become friends because of our similar interests, but we just had similar interests to begin with. So
How early do you think these groups form?
middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
school.
definitely.
Middle school.
yeah,
Well, it kind of started in 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade, there's like, I mean, in like 5th and 6th grade, there was kind of the popular group and unpopular group.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't a big thing. And then like 6th grade, it was 5th and 6th grade, that was it. And then when you went to Robinson, there were so many people that you had to branch into like a group and you had to become into a clique or else you wouldn't have anyone to hang out with because everyone joins the clique.
Do you find people who bounce from group to group?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they do that?
You can just have friends in like so many different cliques. Like, I have friends in a lot of different cliques. That's how I am. Like, I have friends in the popular group, you know, and in all the other groups out there. And people will accept you, you know. It's not like you have to, like, do stuff to get accepted when you have different friends in different cliques.
well, it depends on who your friends are.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. or if you're in a clique and then they get mad at you and start talking about you, then you go into another clique.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
another way that cliques let you move from clique to clique is because you do something and they get mad at you, so then you have to go somewhere new or else you have no
Or
friends.
else you have nowhere to hang out.
Yeah.
What do your parents think of your clique or your group?
My parents don't really know.
Yeah, they don't know,
Yeah,
but
they don't know my friends.
I mean, they don't really think about like cliques really because they
Right.
just think, well, your friends are your friends because I don't know, like it's kind of the family kind of has an influence almost on you, like who your older sisters or like brothers
Right.
hang out with, like because you don't really like change like total groups because I guess like it rubs off from your sisters or your brothers or something like that. Because my sisters were always like they had friends like who like dressed like me and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think that because of them it's who I hang out with. I just think that you just have a more influence hanging out with friends.
Okay. Well, you've given me a lot to think about when I look at this story. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about something else. As I warned you, Courtney's. Oh, okay.
I know.
We're going to be doing a story in a couple weeks about a different topic, and that is mouthing off to your parents.